Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today we're going to assemble and tip up the last two walls. Again, it's really windy out, so I hope the audio holds up. It did pretty darn good yesterday, so maybe it'll do the same today. You never know with this GoPro stuff. Yeah, that wall is really secure with just that diagonal and a few screws. And what do I got? 2 screws into the building. So I don't know if I'll be able to assemble. Yeah, I probably won't be able to assemble the wall on top of this deck. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to assemble either wall on top of this deck, but they're not all that heavy. I'm thinking maybe Natalie and I can lift it if I assemble it over here. Yeah, that's gonna be, it'll be pretty heavy, but I think we can do it. If we can't, I can get a neighbor or two, and one way or the other we'll get that over here. But yeah, I can't assemble that because this stuff is in the way, unless, I don't know, I would have to take this bracing out and put it the other way. But it's possible I can shift the wall down this way and have the last stud hanging over. Yeah, possibly. Alright, let's go get the top and bottom plate laid out, and we have all of the studs cut already, so this shouldn't really take all that long. It all depends on where we have to assemble this. If we have to assemble it over there, it could take a while if we need people to help us lift this up. Alright, let's go get this done. I'm using the Gator as my mobile workbench. I have all of my studs here. This is the diagonal and my plate to plate level and all of the tools. I pulled it in here just in case it rained last night. It didn't, but it does that a lot on me. So this wall is going to be exactly like the other one without the window. The framing is a little bit goofy, and I'll explain why as we're laying this out. Normally, you just hook your tape over the edge and then mark at 16, 32, 48, and so on and so forth. But this wall got shortened by, oh, what was it, about 6 inches. It was exactly 12 feet. And in order to get the window in there correctly on the other side, I had to change it so that the spacing is correct right in the middle and both ends are trimmed as far as the panels go. Each panel will be trimmed a little bit on each edge. It's kind of different, but really doesn't make any difference at all in the end. So, unlike a normal layout job where you know exactly what it's going to be, on this one I need to look at the drawings. So we got 13, 29, 45, and I go 3/4 of an inch to either side of my dimension, because these dimensions are all to the center. 29, 45, and once we get to the far end, just take the square and transfer it all the way across the board and onto the top plate. I like putting two lines so I can see where the board is square from either side. Okay, at the far end we have our cutoff for length. This is how much the building shortened. It was going to be 12 feet exactly, but we had problems with the grade beam hitting big boulders under the ground, so we had to shift it, blah, blah, blah. At any rate, it's this much shorter than the 12 feet. So this is the cutoff. Got all of our stud locations, and once I got everything laid out, I measured in 3/8 of an inch, put a line there. It's going to get cut there as well, and that is so I can get this building nice and plumb up against a building that may or may not be plumb. It's actually pretty close on one side, and it's about 3/8 of an inch off on the other. So this addition will be nice and plumb, and we'll shim it up and bolt it to the other addition, and everything will be peachy keen. All right, we'll get this unclamped, we'll get these cut, and we'll get over there and see if we can put this thing together on the platform. Hopefully so. All right, one wall coming up. Okay, now that I have a visual of this, I can see how to do this. I need to get rid of this, but what I'm going to do is put the top plate right here somewhere where I have plenty of room to work and get all of the studs on, then lift the whole thing up and over the pipes over there and all this stuff. And the walls are 7 foot and this platform is 8 feet. So I'll have a bit of room at the bottom to get the bottom plate on, and then this should tip up real nice and easy. So pretty much all I got to do is get rid of this. What I'm going to do is flip it over to the other side. Well, actually, I probably don't even need to do that. The wind died down, just completely stopped. So I think I can just take this off completely. Once this wall is tipped up and screwed into place, we're going to put bracing across the top from one plate to the other. So that'll hold it in place really nice. All right, let's just get rid of that. pick your bay. We're gonna just walk in, lift it up, and walk through it. And a couple screws into the wall, and we're good to go. I got to get a level for this. Hold the wall that way. Just give it a tug. There you go. All right, that's good. All right, that should do it.
Awesome. Makes it look huge.
Okay, it is just a little bit after noon, so we got this done fairly quick. The next one is a little bit different. It has, well, it's a 2x6 wall, but the bottom plate runs all the way through, at least for now, but it has no top plate. It's going to use the collar tie on the truss as the top plate. There's going to be a structure up there, and eventually it's going to have a round top on the door. That's going to be real interesting, but we're not going to see that today. Today we're just going to see two walls that just stop right there. I'll put something across to give it strength until we get to that, but it's an odd wall. Okay, go walk the dogs and have a little bit of lunch, then we'll get back to this and start making the back wall. Okay, we are on to the back wall, or the west wall. As I said before, this is 2x6 construction, as are the rafters or trusses. So what I need to do is grab some horses, set them up in here somewhere, and then start pulling all the 2x6s. It's on horses out here. Pull them all in here, and as I pull them in, sort through them, and like the perfect ones, or the most perfect ones, will probably go up into the trusses, and the less perfect ones will go into the wall. And by less perfect, I mean they're pretty good. They're a lot better than the studs that we put into the other walls. So let me go through this. I got my horses right there. We'll go get those set up, and we'll start bringing this in. There's a lot of 2x6s here, so this is going to take a while. Okay, I got everything in here and it's all sorted. I sorted it as A, B, and C. This is the A pile, B pile, C pile. This one, which is a sill, came from the C pile. What I did was I took the A pile. I want to use those on the rafters. These are the straightest, flattest boards. there wasn't quite enough of them, so I took some from the B pile, and then I had to take some from the C pile and add it to the B pile, and so on and so forth. But in the end, these are the worst of them, so these are going to be cut into shorter pieces. These are studs. These get about a foot cut off of them, so as I'm cutting them, I sight them again, and if it has like a little bit of a hook at the very end of the board, which this probably does because of those knots, I'll cut just a tiny bit off of one end and then take most of it off of the other end, and in the end we get as straight a boards as we can, as straight as we need for construction work like this. Okay, so the only thing I'm cutting today is the parts of this wall, not including the tall stuff and these cripples here. And my list is right here. 6 studs, and then we have some plates here and our short little top and tie plates, and we have a long sill plate. So this shouldn't take very long. I'll get all this stuff cut, and then I will meet you back up at the tiny house. Okay, I have my sill plate laid out. These are the top plates, 2 pieces, and then we have tie plates which are on the gator over there. And this will have a stud here and here. This one goes in later. Same thing on the other side. Let's get this up there. I believe I can assemble this top plate with the 3 studs, do that on both of them, and then attach those to the sole plate, and hopefully I can tip this up by myself. Then we have the tie plate, which is going to go over onto the walls that are already there and tie everything together. And then I'll temporarily put another tie plate across the top until we can get this stuff in there, which hopefully will be tomorrow. I'm going to start assembling the trusses tomorrow, but I'm not real sure that we're going to be able to get them done. And I'm not going to go over there and start installing them until they're all done. Okay, I'll meet you up by the tiny house. Okay, it's been damn near 2 hours since I talked to you last. Ran into a couple things. First, I had to get this foam cut here. I got that cut, and then I got all this stuff laid out and cut into the sill, and then I noticed I had another problem. I wanted to just lay this down and then make the 2 side walls, slide them up to it, attach them, and then put that stuff through the holes and tip everything up. But it's not quite that easy because this stuff right here is in the way of this stud. I figured out how to get around that, I believe. So let's get started on this. We'll assemble these studs to the top plates, and then we'll put this right here. And I think what I have figured out is going to work. We'll see. All right, let's get going on this. Okay, I have this completely assembled and up on blocks, ready to go. Cindy is going to help. I'm guessing I'm going to stand in this bay here, she'll stand in that one, and then we'll tip it up off of this block and try to guide it down over these wires. I'm going to have to kind of finagle the wires through there as we go. Shouldn't be too hard though. All right, let's get going on this. Okay, that's going to wrap it up for today. We got 2 walls in. They're just tacked in place. Tomorrow, I'm going to fasten the walls together, put the tie plates in and the top plates on the long walls, and then adjust this, get it where it needs to be. And then I believe we're going to start putting the OSB on the sides tomorrow. I might have to take the belt sander and do a little bit of grinding, like right here. It all depends on how this looks once I get everything plumb and square. Good, good, good. Yeah, that looks really nice. Okay, yep, tomorrow we're going to be tying everything together and getting the OSB on, and then the day after that we're going to start working on the trusses. So if you want to see either one of those videos, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you share the video and or give it a like, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.